only 18, living a sad dream. Washing her face inside a lavish bathroom sink. Looking in the mirror, she cried. He blackened her eyes.
My name is Chace Infinite. I'm one half of a duo called Self Scientific. Self Scientific is a duo from Los Angeles. You know, Los Angeles is a traditional car and gangbang culture. We made music that didn't necessarily represent what Los Angeles are traditionally known for. Even though we both come from those environments, we made a conscious decision to make music that was a little outside of the norm for Los Angeles. It took some time for people to actually respect us for it, but nowadays it's kind of the norm. We definitely have a more of a what you consider a boom bap sound. We got an EP we're putting out. You know, we had toyed with the idea, like, we're notorious for like making albums every 4 years. Just because, I mean, we come from an era of really making albums. We're doing this digital EP as a free EP just to kind of get people warmed up to us coming back into the marketplace. We got an album called Come in Peace, Prepare for War we've been working on for like 4 years. But we're doing this EP called Trials of the Black-Hearted that we're putting out in March. We're just going to drop it. I released a song from it with Freddie Gibbs and Chronodon called Peaceful Justice for Oscar, which kind of touches on some of the sentiments behind Oscar Grant trial and, you know, the Meserly decision and all that shit.
Master with the words, blasting at you herbs, die 1,000 deaths, leave your powder up on the steps. Carnage from the prophet of atomic energy, drilling holes through the center of your ministry. Show no mercy, induce misery. The God shed light on the dark and kill wizardry. Spark images mentally, thoughts vividly. Describe a killer's walk through the park or the making of a fabulous dark spectacle.
As far as my shit, I never really wanted to do music with too many other producers. In terms of like making music, I always wanted to make my body of work with DJ Khalil because, I mean, that's my best friend, and to me, he's just, you know, he's the best. You know, I spent a lot of time in my developing years studying what, you know, people consider knowledge of self, whether it be Nation of Gods and Earths, the first 6 lessons of Nation of Islam, or Al-Islam in the Quran, the study of Metu Neter and Egyptology or chematology, astro, I mean, all types of shit, you know what I'm saying, Malachi Z. York, so you'll hear a lot of those different literature, teachings, whatever, in my lyrics. There's not that many people that rhyme from that perspective nowadays. When I was coming up, it was kind of normal, you know. It kind of was the mark that set you apart from other people. But nowadays, it's just not that normal. So I think for my persona, who I am, I just try to always keep it, you know, in some way, have to reflect some type of knowledge of self. I grew up in an era when people used to really rock Africa pieces, like the leather Africa pieces. You know, used to come in New York and fly to see the Beatmaster to get them made and shit like that. So that, you know, that nostalgia or that particular feeling from back in the day, I just didn't really find nowhere nowadays. And then brothers walk around and spend so much time wearing, you know, skull and crossbones, upside down crosses, or you know, just all these basically hidden symbols of the occult all the time. And people really don't know that much about them. And even though they don't know that much about them, these ideals get constantly reinforced in your subconscious. And once you materialize an ideal or a concept, it spreads, it becomes viral. You know, your brother picks it up, somebody else is rocking it. Before you know, everybody's rocking skull and bones, and nobody knows exactly. And I'm not, you know, saying anything, you know, like be scared of the skull and bones. No, it's not what I'm saying. But you know what I mean? Like, people start to rock the shit, and they actualize meanings or concepts that they didn't even really implement for themselves. You know, it's like so I was like, you know what, fuck it, if we're gonna be rocking those types of symbols, if we're gonna do it, if I have any influence or can, you know, make something popular just because of the slight, you know, underground hip-hop celebrity a nigga got, then fuck it, man, let's make, you know, let me redo the Africas and then put something, because that energy was what really made me love hip-hop. You know, that type of energy, like learning more about yourself, learning more about other people, like, because, you know, through hip-hop and through me learning knowledge of self, I learned about everybody. I learned about, you know, the African diaspora and all parts of the world. And I just don't really see that happening with this generation a lot. You know, a lot of brothers, we all caught up, you know, smoking weed and fucking bitches and doing a lot, which is all good and dandy. We all do that shit, but man, at some point we gotta give each other some context, you know, like, where does all this shit come from, or, you know something at the end of the day. You know what? The best response that I could have gotten, possibly, and this is fucked up to say, is to see that was bootleg. Just to know that, you know, an item that I actually put back in the marketplace, because I didn't design Africa. God designed Africa. I just put a kente pattern on it in wood. But, you know, the fact that something I put out and a product that I promoted from start to finish became popular enough to where people have to bootleg it. And it has some value, and particularly in the inner city. When I go to Harlem or when I'm on Fulton, you know, in Brooklyn, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And it just feels good to know that, you know, our people are in tune with it that much. Some more that. Clothes reinforce one of the 12 jewels, self-esteem. You know, self-esteem is really necessary for people in general. You have to feel good about yourself in order to project an aura of confidence. I mean, for me, you know, I love fashion. You know, I like high-end brands. I be fucking with brothers all the time, like, you know, about some of these designers that want you to look like a woman, but it's clothes for men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a real big fan of androgyny when it comes to fashion, but it's big in fashion. Meaning I don't, you know, I like something to be for a man and something to be for a woman. I don't like things to kind of be anywhere in between. I just like to mix match, man. Like, you know, I do a lot of military styles, and just general context. Giving something context. If I'm gonna do something, it most likely has some type of historical, cultural, or social context to it. It's gonna play into something. If I do a work shirt, it's gonna be from a period in time where, you know, I'm gonna give you a story behind it, you know, as to where it actually comes from.
Yeah, self-scientific niggas. I got a personal religion in which I envision the unison of science and faith in the same prism. Language technician, a rebel to the system, enlisting for the army of people with resistance. Boys in the hood, juice menace, poverty stricken, real niggas that's about that.
It's definitely made me more, what can I say, more focused in terms of my consciousness and spirituality. You know, I spend a lot more time in the masjid praying since I lived in New York, because it's so hectic. I mean, it's almost like you need to disconnect sometimes and recenter, you know what I'm saying, reactivate yourself, re-alkaline yourself. So it definitely has opened me up a little bit more spiritually. I would say just find something that you actually really like to do, or that you know, people always say that you're good at, and make an industry out of it, man. It's possible to do anything out here, and just stay positive. Shit, you know, it's an old saying that we all know. It's like, you hang around 9 broke niggas, you're bound to be the 10th, right? So don't hang around broke niggas all day. Whatever, you know what I mean? Take some time to do something else. Don't hang out with some of the nerds, man. Learn some shit. Don't always know it all, because you know, people be like, yo, you know a lot of shit, but I don't know a lot. You know, I've learned a lot from people, and I just got a good memory, so I know how to repeat it. But I don't, you know what I mean? Shit, I'm just like everybody else, man.
When the war coming, I'm gunning, watching them bodies plummet, squeezing the trigger and hoping somebody learning from it. We gotta get this money and organize families, cause we the example that started humanity.